He uh-oh.
What kind of fucking bullshit is like?
Dude, he does this every week.
The bad news is that civilization is crumbling around you.
Wear a dog mask, cut your dick off, bomb Palestine.
The good news is that you are not alone.
There's butthole shaving videos.
I feel bad for the minorities in LA for having to deal with the white people in LA.
You have 5 till midnight, live every Monday at 8 p.m. where you join 5 Limp Bizkit Americans to laugh at the absurd nonsense of the end of history.
Shit show right there.
Sam, stop it! Welcome back, everybody. This is 5 till midnight. We're missing a few of our co-hosts. I'm sure they're doing absolutely wonderful things on the Chase Oliver campaign. We got 2 guys out. Yeah, I mean, they're working very, very hard, making sure that we will do everything that not we, but they will do everything they can to set the world free in our lifetimes. Anyways, Typo, Luke, how you guys doing?
Doing good, man. Did you see
Great.
the Gays Against Groomers made a post about
Yes.
Chase
Yeah,
Oliver?
yeah. I was like, Typo, pull that shit up.
You just sent it like not that long ago.
Yeah. I didn't really read the thing, but we should read it because I think that's kind of relevant to today's topic. But no, that's pretty funny. Luke, how you doing?
I'm doing great. I just got done doing an hour and a half of yard work in 120 plus degree weather, so that was awesome.
Oof.
Whose
But
yard
it needed
you
to be
working
done.
on?
Mine. It's not a big yard, but it's better than I put mulch down. I'm gonna put some pavers down so I can have a barbecue in my little condo area. I'm tired of compacted dirt and more dirt. So I just put mulch down, but I had to aerate the whole thing. I had to till the whole thing. It fucking sucked, but it's done now, and I'm extremely hot. So
Yeah, I actually have 2 electric lawnmowers for my yard because I got a Craftsman one about, I would say probably like last year. And I have a hill in front of my house. It's super steep, and then 2 side yards. I mow my neighbor's yard too because somebody like bought that house, but like nobody ever goes there. And then so the front yard, which is a giant freaking hill, a side yard for the neighbors, 2 side yards, like a retaining wall between the 2, and then my backyard, which is like 3 separate things. And dude, to do all that, it beats the ever living shit out of me.
yeah, dude, I bet. Typo's the same way, aren't you?
Well, so I don't.
Isn't
currently
Illinois
own a
flat?
riding. Well, that is a myth. So,
Okay.
well, down where I'm around a lot of bluffs, so
Gotcha.
it gets pretty hilly around here. When you cross the Mississippi River, there's a bunch of bluffs down south. So most of Illinois is pretty flat, but down where I'm at, it's a little hilly. So it kind of sucks because there is a hill, and I have like almost an acre
hill.
of land. So
Okay,
it's kind
gotcha.
of I need to get a riding lawnmower, which I still have not gotten yet. So there's a part of my yard I'm on the edge of town, so it's not like I'm not like I fucking have to impress anyone, you know.
Yeah. For me, unfortunately, like there's this neighbor to the left of me who's kind of a piece of shit, and then nobody lives in the house next to me. That guy that used to live there was kind of a piece of shit. I mean, I didn't hate the dude; he was nice, but literally the first time I ever met him, he had like this enormous shotgun. He comes up to me. I never met this dude before. Cocks it and is like, "What's up, man?" I'm like, whoa, bro. Like, how you doing, dude? Like, everything's cool. And he's super nice and everything. And he would always ask me shit about cars. But generally, like, as soon as people find out that I'm a mechanic and I live close to them, I instantly realize why I never tell people that I fix cars because, like, sorry, I don't want to give you advice on how to fix shit because not only are you going to resent me every single time I'm wrong, but you're going to start asking me to do that shit. And I already hate my job enough. I don't want to do it outside of work.
Yeah. Yeah, only close family and friends, not like random schmo.
Yeah, I don't know if Sam could pull up that comment if he's busy or not. But Luke Lenny said, I don't think you guys have ever started this close to the scheduled time. Congratulations. Well, that's because, once again, Sam and Adam stay pretty busy on the Chase Oliver campaign. So sometimes I know he holds them a little bit over, literally and figuratively, as in like holds them over. So sometimes we have to start a little bit later. Yeah, bends them over.
I said it. I
Yeah.
said it's because we only have the guys in the trade jobs here today. Like,
I never thought about that. Yeah.
the actual Americans, not the fucking entertainment industry,
Not
liberal
the
arts
liberal
degree
arts
major.
degree.
I like it.
Yeah.
It's really funny. Well, I was thinking about that earlier, but then I was like, at least they both have some saving grace. One was a cop, which is kind of a saving grace.
Yeah.
At least when it comes to like, doing actual work. And even then it's questionable. But the other one, he was in the Marine Corps. So I guess I can't talk too much shit about that since Typo and I were in it. But they're liberal arts guys now. That's what I think. New York and a degree? How dare you? Who are you?
Yeah, dude, degrees are for.
Yeah, well, I mean, once again, I still have my I still have my blue collar cred. It was about a year ago that actually about 13 months ago that I got denied for my teaching job. So as I always say now, I could have had a pension, but I decided to be a retard on the internet. So enjoy. Hopefully for everybody else it was worth it, because for me, I'm looking at that. Yeah. Fucking send it, dude. I can't back down now. I had other people saying like, yeah, I'm glad you stuck up for your beliefs, and at this point I'm kind of like, I'm not.
It hasn't
more
paid
money.
off yet.
Yeah, I mean, I would have made a little bit less money, but they're like, I'd be looking around at like 65. Like, I could have just, I didn't have to drop a hard R on the internet and I would have been fine. But instead, you type Kyle Matovic or Kyle Matovic, iFunny, and then the first thing that pops up is me and Pete Quinones, Tower and Nutter Butter dropping a hard R on Twitter. And it still goes viral every here and there. I'm like, yeah, dude, that ship has sailed. All I gotta do is type my name in once. They're like, oh, what's this dude about? Oh, no, we can't have that at all.
I actually, I don't know why. My sister, I think she still uses iFunny or something, and she looked at my Twitter account, and it popped up a Kyle Rittenhouse meme that I made on Twitter. I was like, what? And it got like way more engagement on iFunny than it did on Twitter.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, what the hell?
Dude, I've had a few tweets that were like that, where people will screenshot your shit and put it to iFunny, and it just blows up. I had one joking about women's prefrontal cortex that got like 240,000 impressions on Twitter, and then like somebody was like, "Oh, look, you made it to iFunny," and what the hell was the other one? I know I had a few that ended up there, but mostly like the Nutter Butter one. That one will go on Instagram and it'll get like 500,000 likes or something like that. Like it goes insanely viral. Yeah. I'm like, you know what? I'm still like I think it's Pete's second account was the eyes for the insights you gave me, and then my account is still down there for R's for real ones like all you guys are. Yeah, it's a very wholesome tower.
Oh, it always is, right? It's always the wholesome tower that gets it.
Right. And the video always goes like there's like this epic music playing, and then like, just each thing pops up subsequently. And then at the very end, like it says this account no longer exists. This has been hidden. We hid this. And then the music changed. It's like all these people standing at a sunset. Like, dude,
you have to get the screenshot because, like, a year from now, like half the people will be banned.
Yeah.
The good old days.
Yeah, man.
I don't really know anyone, like not anyone I know personally, really, that's been banned lately. I know bigger accounts I've seen that get suspended, but I wouldn't say they were completely banned. That seems pretty rare nowadays.
Yeah. Could we get that comment off the screen, please?
Yeah. See, this is the problem. Only the two liberal arts degree majors have access to this account. I guess Kyle's not a liberal arts degree major, but I'm not Kyle, fucking Adam.
Oh, he's a New Yorker.
But the liberal arts guys, the New Yorker and the liberal arts degree guy, they're the only ones that have access to the account. So we're doing this show. Have no way of controlling this show. So we'll see how it goes today. Like, we
don't know when it'll be over. We just have to wait till Sam and
they're just gonna make us keep going. It's just gonna be the background for a little bit. This is how it always goes. They always make us work for forever. No pay.
Yeah. I realized we can't even like pull shit up.
I think we can. We can still present, I think.
Yeah, I don't know.
Hit that little present button. I don't know. We'll see. But I mean, today we were going to talk about Braindead Biden because ever since the debate, man, it has not looked. He had that one really good, at least semi-good speech the day after the debate.
You're grading on a curve. Whenever it comes to Biden,
Yeah.
you have to grade it on a curve. Where like he's essentially high functioning senile, right? Like at some points, like when you see a good speech from Biden, he starts doing that yelling thing, and then usually like right after that, it's kind of funny. Like when he really exerts himself and yells about something, that's when there's a stumble, right? Like you kind of pick up on this kind of stuff, and then like the night of the debates, holy shit, you could tell he was just so out of it. He was whispering the entire time, which was weird. I gotta say, and you guys probably covered this while you guys were watching the debate. I forget what the hell I was doing, but I remember listening to it the next morning, and they started arguing about golf. Oh my god, that was one of the best moments ever. He said, "I'm not afraid to play golf with you, but you got to carry your own bag, okay? I'm not going to do it."
So crazy.
Yeah.
I
It was
love that
crazy
that's what the
about-
debate devolved into.
I know. And the debate was pretty funny too, because like Trump didn't even have I don't even think Trump did that good. I mean, he just kind of was pretty milquetoast answers. It was so obvious that Biden was doing so bad that he didn't even have to do anything. He could have answered the questions, and that's all he had to do.
But like for Trump, this was kind of surprising for me because Trump doesn't learn anything ever. And in this debate, it seemed like he actually held his composure. And like I don't mean like he did bad in like the original debates, but like the goal with a debate with Biden is you have to let him hang himself. You have to be patient and just let him put the noose right around his neck, which he'll do. He'll do very, very easily. And Trump did it in that debate. And it wasn't very hard to do, but in the debates in 2020, he couldn't stop fucking going after the dude. And, now we have a much more tired, old, broken Trump that just doesn't have the same energy as 2016. And like, I get it. Dude's fucking old too. But like, it wasn't. One of the funniest moments was when he called Biden a Palestinian, which is like his new thing is to call everybody that disagrees with him on Israel Palestinian. Well, they don't even disagree with him on Israel. Let's be honest. Like he called out, who was that? Bob Menendez or somebody. He called him not Bob Menendez. He was another a mayor in New York. I can't remember. He called somebody else a Palestinian, but yeah, when he called Joe Biden a Palestinian, it's like the dude who's sending. Let's see, he received $8 million when he was in the Senate from AIPAC. He's still, to this day, the highest recipient of AIPAC aid ever. Has been a career-long Zionist, has, given Israel everything they want. And the only reason why they're kind of going after him is because, like, he kind of pays lip service to saying, hey, we're going to like rein Netanyahu and Israel in a little bit, but he never does. I mean, they're very, very empty threats where he says, oh, they're not going to go invade Rafah. They're not going to do this. No war with Lebanon. No more assassinating Iranian officials, but fucking Israel acts as a rogue state. So, they're going to do whatever the fuck they're going to do. And what does Biden do? Nothing. Which once again, Trump would be begging them to do more. So it's not like either one of them are really like gonna fucking knock it out of the park on the issue for like people like us. But it still is kind of funny to just hear Trump call him a bad. But he's like, he's a Palestinian. He's not a very good one, but he is a Palestinian.
It is crazy. Well, and I think there's been like 4 or 5 viral moments of Biden since the debates. It's like him sitting at the black church, like looking crazy. Wish I could pull it up. But did you see that video? He's like looking crazy at the church. And there's the quote in the background of him, like, he's like, I grew up at black churches. And he's sitting there like, just looks out of his mind there. And then I think he fell again, which is, par for the course.
Yeah.
And then he had another speech like not too long ago where he just lost it halfway through again. And, at this point, even my girlfriend turned to me and she cares about politics, but she doesn't care about politics. She's one of those, where it's like, it's not that big. She thinks a lot of this shit is stupid. So she just like backs out of it.
Kind of stays out of it. Yeah.
Yeah. And so she was like, sometimes I actually feel during the debate, she was like, sometimes I actually feel bad for him because you just can tell he has no idea where he was at. And I was like, I actually said that the other day where Joe Biden like is just shooting that dude up with some concoction every night, every time before a debate, every time before a speech, just to get him through. And it's like it's elder abuse at this point.
Yeah, I mean, what else can you say? So, you know what? I wanted to pose this question to you guys, and I'm curious your thoughts about it. Do you think Joe Biden's going to make it? My answer is I think they're going to drag his corpse across the finish line, whether he wins or not. I don't think that right now at this point that they have any hope of swapping him out and being anywhere near successful. And once again, if they remove Joe Biden, then the only like realistic person they can legally do, and let's face it, Democrats don't really give a shit about the law, but they're gonna have Kamala Harris, and she's so unlikable, unburdened by what has been done and what has been. What isn't that the saying that she always says every single speech? You know what I'm talking about? There's that whole clip of it. I couldn't make it the whole way through. I watched like 2 minutes. I'm like, holy fuck! Like she's in the exact same cadence every single time. Fuck, she might be like a robot or something.
Dude, she might be.
Dude, she sucks. She's like, she's terrible, dude. But I mean, it's possible. I mean, dude, even if like, let's say they do drag Biden across the finish line, they don't even have to nominate her if Biden wins. I mean, they don't have to nominate her. I feel like they will remove Biden. Like, I think it's just too much for him. Like, he can't keep putting that guy on TV. He did like another interview, like a 20-minute interview with like on MSNBC, and it was
I know which interview you're talking about.
His interview,
George Stephanopoulos or whatever the fuck his name
something
was.
like that.
Yeah.
And the first like question, he like stumbled through his words, and you're like, Jesus Christ, dude, this is bad. So I don't know. I don't know. I feel like it's too late in the game to pull Biden, but at the same time, they might pull off something crazy, dude. I don't know. I have no idea, but yeah, I think it probably will have to be Kamala. She could pull the ultimate card, dude. She's got that card in her pocket of being like the first black woman. So
and once again, if they try to steal that out from underneath her feet, she can play that race card to the grave. But at the same time, I almost kind of think that like if they would really want to jump over Kamala to nominate somebody else, which I think is like a very, very small possibility, then where's I going with that? She'll pretty much, they'll probably pay her enough or figure out a way to kind of get her out of the limelight, because what happened with Bernie Sanders every single time, and even Tulsi Gabbard, let's not forget her. She endorsed Joe Biden, and so did fucking Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders said that if it, that he would support Hillary Clinton too. And like, Bernie Sanders is kind of known as being like the epitome of like the populist left, at least back in like 2016. But I mean, clearly he's awful on pretty much everything, especially economics. But like, the Democrats always fall in line. And, much to Trump's credit, actually, I think he kind of taught Republicans the same lesson, where like Republicans will support everything that Trump does now, where like before there was no like diehard cult around a Republican figure, so to speak, on like that big of a level. Like, obviously we had Ron Paul, but he was never like a serious figure, that like a serious national figure, that is. But like when it comes to like national politics right now between Trump and Biden, progressives will go for whatever gets them the most power. And the Biden family's perfect for this, because once again, what is Biden all about? Power, corruption, money, whatever makes the Biden crime family more powerful is what they're going to do. It's not about them being bought off by anybody. It's just, hey, whatever we could do to rake it in. And I mean, this is perfectly epitomized with his campaign right now. But yeah, Trump kind of gets everybody to fall in line too, where, hey, he endorsed him. We're all falling behind him. It's an interesting dynamic to see play out.
Don't you guys think it's crazy that nobody else has jumped, like in the Democratic Party, nobody is jumping up and being like, I'll be the nominee. Like, that's what I think is crazy, because if there was a time to like do it, it's now, right? Like you could walk somebody out that just had a months fresh ago. Face. Well, I just meant like the campaign.
Oh yeah, the timing of all the interviews and everything, it would be ideal. Yeah.
Well, yeah, just for this campaign in general, like the Democrats are calling for, like a lot of the Democrats, and the media is calling for Biden to step down, but there is no clear-cut candidate that would jump up. Like I can't even think of one that all the ones that have been brought up have all been nixed. Like they're like, no, I can't do it, or I
Yeah.
won't do it, or
New,
because like Newsom's like at the top of that list, but I think there's a lot of shit in his closet that
but
he's like,
he's
I'm not getting out with
yeah.
it. Like he's not gonna make it out through the campaign trail
He,
with all that stuff behind him.
he commented about a year ago saying that he wouldn't do it. Now once again,
Exactly.
politicians lie all the time, but if you're
Yeah.
buying him at his word, then he said he wouldn't do it. But I mean, even like Newsom, it doesn't seem to me, at least, that it's like abundantly clear. And this is true for the Republican Party as well, but like more specifically, like the Democrat Party, it doesn't seem like they have a clear person who's going to take the throne after Biden. Like the people said, Gretchen
That's the
Whitmer,
problem.
yeah,
You know,
Whitmer, Newsom, Elizabeth Warren, Kamala Harris, like all these, none of them really seem like they got the it deal. Like Biden's been in government for
yeah,
like 50 years, so he has like a history. All these other people, they're
right.
not, like I said, they're not it.
They never made any waves. They never did anything during their
Right.
careers. Well, and that's what I'm saying is like they could have like a Vivek, of the left. They
Yeah.
could right now is like the perfect time for their populist
Yep.
left, like whatever, and they can't even find one. They can't.
Right.
There
Well,
isn't one that. Go ahead.
well, maybe that was Bobby Kennedy, and because he was trying to run
Yeah,
as a Democrat,
maybe.
and they
Yeah.
fucking pushed
Yeah.
him out. I mean, it's not necessarily like an outsider per se, but he's more
Mhm.
outside the Democratic establishment than any other of the candidates that I can think
Correct.
of.
Absolutely.
And-
But I think it's too far for them. That's what I'm saying. Is like
Well,
It's
they,
a- well,
they-
yeah.
there's
yeah,
no
They canceled
it's
it,
like I used Vivek as like as an example, but there's no
Young figure.
young figure
Yeah.
or like at least youngish, or there's no cabal like plant
Mm.
that they can just be like, there's no Obama figure, like there's none of that establishment figure that they can be
Yeah.
like, here's who we're trying to get into the office right now, here's who we're actually trying to elevate
Yeah.
to further our goals right now. They are it to me right now, how it seems is they are stuck with Biden. They
Yeah,
do not have
exactly.
another
So
option. And that's what's crazy to me.
So that's kind of my whole point, is that like you would think if they were going to swap Biden, there would have been signs like at least a year ago, like they
Months
would have
ago,
been
yeah.
planning for this, but it really seems like they have no backup plan. And I think I mean, if you listen to some of the clips from like the mainstream media and the way people talk about Trump, I think they're just banking on the same thing that they used for the last 8 years. He's not, Biden's not Hitler. That's literally what they're saying, is
Yeah.
that Biden is not, he's not him. He's not the Austrian painter from the 40s. He's going to take away women's rights. They're just focusing on we're not Trump, which, will work. It's going to work for not everybody, and it's probably working for less people now, but it worked for, the people who are going to vote Democrat. But I mean, once again, that
yeah.
debate, I don't think that debate really pushed I don't think anybody moved. If anything,
Well,
probably some
and-
people are like, okay, Biden, no.
Yeah, I just think I think the problem, I think the big thing that I'm trying to get at is even the
Yeah.
establishment media is like turning their backs on them,
You're
but
right.
they don't have anywhere to turn to. And that's what's crazy to me. Like
Yeah.
that's what doesn't make sense is even the establishment media,
Mhm.
the cabal of media is like, we need to move on from Biden, but they don't even have anybody to pivot to because they're usually they're the ones that pivot to somebody because they're getting told to, like that's the
Right.
thing.
yeah.
And they don't even have anybody to pivot to right now.
Yeah, I think they were banking on Biden. They were banking on, they thought they could drag him across the finish line again. Even though it was
Banking on
like,
Biden.
2020 was a lot different. I mean, Biden didn't even campaign. I mean, the whole joke was he was campaigning from his basement. There was
Mhm.
only like 2 debates, and there was
Yeah.
very weird debates,
Because
and
of COVID.
yeah, because of COVID and all this stuff. So there was like all these excuses they had for him when he was running in 2020. But now, I mean, dude, he's done, like, don't get me wrong. After the debate, Biden's done like 10 campaign stops. Like they're dragging this dude around right now,
Mhm.
like all over the place. And, yeah, it's pretty much now like, well, once you have a debate like that, and then I'm not exactly sure like what the goal of the media was. because they got everyone in a frenzy. I don't know if they just couldn't ignore it anymore. Like they were afraid to lose whatever credibility they had left. I don't really know. But they're the ones that blew it up and were like, yo, Biden, there's a problem here. Like Biden's lost this step. And then they talked about replacing him. But now this adds this whole dynamic. So now every time Biden's in front of a camera, people are going to be like looking at him like, okay, can he make it? Is he going to do it?
Is he all right?
And then he stumbles through sentences and it's like,
Yeah.
it doesn't even like make sense what he's talking about. He starts talking about one thing and ends talking about a different thing. He's all over the place. It's crazy.
Just stops.
And so they're the ones that kind of like, I mean, I guess they didn't have a choice. I don't really know exactly, but they're the ones that blew it up. Like I was actually shocked. I thought, I don't know, maybe that's even too cynical, but I thought they were going to just like, oh, he did okay. You know, Trump lied.
Yeah. Well,
I thought they were just going to, that's all
You
they
get
were
what you
saying.
fucking deserve.
That is
That's how I
kind of
feel
what they
about it.
what they ran with, though, is that, you know, Trump lied
did.
so much. And it's like,
Yeah.
Trump
all
lied.
politicians lie, though. Like, and Trump's no fucking different in this respect. They all fucking lie. But like to focus on just Trump's lying, like, but you know, once they did kind of cut both ways. And you know, I was kind of surprised because like even the debate moderators really didn't like, they weren't biased. Like they, you know, obviously I'm sure they don't like Trump at all, but like at the same time, they weren't like just hammering him. Like they even gave Biden a few like tougher than usual questions, because normally it's always softballs for him. But no, I mean, they asked him like, hey, you know, are you too old? You know, is everything gonna be all right?
I'm the best I've ever been and the worst I've never will be. Like what? What are you talking about?
When Trump assumed, or Biden assumed that Trump was talking about his kid, he's like, my kid's not a loser. You take it back. He's a great man. He's recovered.
I just love when he's like, you're a loser and a sucker right at the end of his speech when he like to Trump, and Trump's like, I never said that. I never said that. I would never say that about our troops. Nobody saw it. Nobody ever seen it. Nobody's ever talked about it. It's a lie. And he's like, you're a loser and a sucker. And it's like, that just, it looked bad, especially with like, you know, I when we first started our podcast, Typo and I was coming from the position of like attacking the left because I really saw them as like the powerful figure currently at the time when we first started it. And I was part of the left, you know, like I grew up on the left. Like that's how I grew up. Yeah. And so I was just like attacking them from their own positions, and it just got progressively worse. Like as the years have gone on, as we've done this show, as like we've done our show. And even with that, you know, they like, even with that little speech right there when he was like, you're a loser and a sucker and not the troops or whatever, it was just so out of pocket, first off, and it was doing exactly what Trump does, and they did it. So it's just like, you guys they've always had this holier than thou aura to them, and it's completely gone. Like in my head, it's completely gone, and I think in a lot of people's, like, at least like the more centered people, like I'm not even talking about libertarians or people that are like in our sphere or right leaning, just like the more center, like maybe left leaning, they're just like, what is this party that I'm a part of? You know, like they're just like, I think they're starting to be like, what the fuck is going on?
Well, dude, we grew up in the Obama era. So like,
Bush era first. I remember the Bush era.
Well, yeah. But I don't remember like his speeches as well as I do Obama's. Like I remember his a lot more.
I was a weird kid.
And
I didn't pay attention to any of that shit.
I didn't pay attention, I didn't pay attention until like 2012-ish, and I only sort of then. I'm not even really. I just would like, oh, the president's talking. I'm in the military. I should probably listen to what he's saying now. That type of thinking.
I should probably know what he's talking about.
Yeah,
Am I going to war?
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah,
but
are they sending me someone to die?
Yeah, exactly. But it's like, hey, I thought he was ending these wars. What are we doing here?
Yeah.
How are we in 5 more countries? What the fuck?
but
listen,
but
man,
when
you
he
have
would
no
talk,
idea.
at least he would like whatever. You can look. I mean, you could look back at his speeches now and be like, okay, this is bullshit. He's lying.
Yeah.
Right.
At this time,
Phenomenal orator.
But phenomenal. Like he had an aurora, around him. He could talk. He could speak. He captivated the room. People wanted to go talk to him afterwards. Like people were fascinated with him. Like he at least could sell it. You know, he was a salesman.
He was a
damn good salesman.
He was a good-looking guy who could speak well, and like he would go on like these younger people's shows, and I remember I kept like what was that one show where they would just like read people's tweets live? Like Obama did something like that, and like Obama's a likable dude. I mean, once again, we can get the policy whatever, but like as like a person and the way he talks, like you said, it's captivating, and he's like coherent. He presents himself well, and now like Biden's not that at all. And Luke, to your point, there's no clear front runner in the Democrat Party who has made waves like that they really seem like they want to prop up in that same way. People keep throwing out Newsom, but I don't know. And then Michelle Obama is another one that people keep throwing out there, but she doesn't want to do it. Yeah, right. She said she won't, and then
first, like just in general, like being regardless of what side you're on, just look at how it ages a president. Like no joke. Like you look at their first year to the last year. It is crazy, especially if they do 2 terms. Like nobody is.
Thanks, Sam.
Thanks, Sam. Finally, he's really busy with Chase Oliver right now, so I understand. I guess it was only like 15 minutes since, it's longer than some of us last, I guess. But there's no from the first year to the last year, especially if it's a 2-term president. They look like they've aged 20 plus years, almost every single one of them. So it's like, why she's already gone through his presidency once. Why would she want to go through that again? And why would he want to be the first, male lady? I don't even know the first husband. Is that what they would call him?
So
like, why would you want to go through that? And the only people that could do it, I think that it would work out for successfully for that party's denomination or whatever is the Obamas. Like, to be quite honest, if Michelle Obama won or ran right now, I think she wins. I think she automatically walks into the president.
I'm a little conflicted on this, and you know what? As much as I hate Tim Pool, I will give him credit for this because he laid this out in actually a really, really good way. He said that like he legitimately thinks that Michelle Obama will not ever run because what is the first thing that every single one of you guys as coworkers say when you say anything about Michelle Obama?
She's a man.
Big Mike.
Big Mike. And
Big
once again,
Mike.
I who knows if it's true? I don't know. It's absolutely hilarious.
I've seen some bulges, bro.
Yeah.
I've seen some bulge pictures.
I love this.
Yeah. Photos.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite conspiracy theories. Even if it's true or not, it is fucking hilarious.
Tim
kind of want it to be true. Yeah, well, exactly. But like Tim was like, I legitimately think she won't run because a very sizable chunk of the right half of America will just call her a man every single day, and I don't think she would want to put up with that. And I can't really blame her.
Not only that, truly believes it. Like that's the biggest thing.
Oh
it's
yeah.
Like it's not even
a big portion. A big
right. And that's what I'm saying. Like, could you imagine? Like, let's say she's truly a woman, right? Like, truly a woman has never had to. Yeah. Like, let's
post off.
Like, I don't care. I honestly don't give a fuck one way or the other. I'm not the guy. I'm just not. I just don't care. But let's say truly is. And you have to deal with, let's say it's 25% of the population that you are in charge of is just straight up calling you a man every fucking day. And you are the most powerful. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I think he Big would. Mike right? He has to call her Big Mike on the debate stage if they throw her up there.
I've heard rumors. Sometimes.
So listen. Mike, I know I've heard a lot of things, and there's a lot of speculation out here, and very great speculation from people I trust. They're the best people. Would you mind telling us, are you a man? Are you Big Mike? Are the rumors true? Is Obama gay?
You know, I just think I think even if it wasn't true, it's absolutely unfounded. Like the scrutiny that 25% of your population is going to go after you and constantly take
Yeah,
pictures of your crotch as the most
Yeah.
powerful person in the United States. I think I would just be like,
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. I'm not putting
Yeah.
myself.
It might not be real, but it will be real online. Like
It'll be
Yes.
real enough.
100%. It will be.
Dude, it's already real. Dude, that is already
Yeah.
real as it fucking gets. I love it. I seriously love it though. And I mean, I'm going to be honest. I'm pretty sure every single tech that I've worked with in the last 10 years that I've ever talked politics with, if we get to Obama, I want to say every single one will say Big Mike.
Yeah.
They legitimately believe that. So once
No
again,
joke.
my antidote, we're talking about maybe 100 people, but still, like that is a hell of an indictment.
Yeah.
I'm-
Dude, it's like boomers love it. Boomer
Oh,
cons,
yeah.
they love it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be at work and
Or
they're
like the young
I
right
heard
wing.
they're rerunning. Like they don't even say Big Mike as a joke. They actually
Yeah.
just refer to her as Big Mike. Like
Yeah.
it's not even like they say it as a joke and expect you to laugh. It's just like I heard they're gonna be throwing up Big Mike, you know? like as it's
They're just
this is
throwing
just
it out
normal
there.
now. It's
Yeah.
normal to call
Well,
her.
it's like you said, it's legitimately real to them. You know, like they watch
Yeah.
Alex Jones and Dan Bongino and all of them.
Yeah.
And you
They
know,
seem like
go to
four-
band.tv to go see Alex Jones and
Yeah, they
witness
seem
the
like 4
Infowars.
Facebook videos and
Yeah.
they're sold. You know? they're sold.
Yeah.
Oh, the fuck, yeah, they watched enough Facebook videos that told them to go to fucking
Yeah.
band.tv.
They're
And then
sold.
they saw, there was a whole fucking half-hour long video. Hey, did you ever see this video about Big Mike?
Dude, it's crazy. It's wild. But you know, like I think that's why there's no way she runs. She doesn't want to. She's not going to. I think Andy, I wish we could pull up that comment at the
Oh,
bottom.
there we go. Thank you.
That one, yeah. They're gonna pull Newsom out right at the very last minute, and then his next one, it says it's so that they don't have any time. Nobody has any time to criticize his actions in California and what he's done to that state. And it's very true.
Well-
like I think
well,
it's
nobody-
I think it'd be an easy way.
Nobody cares about what happened over 2020 though, and which is absolutely amazing to me because
It's
Trump,
before
like,
2020 though.
well, yeah, no, but like Trump managed to skate by. Like I think we've all probably talked about this before on our respective shows, and maybe we talked about it here as well. But like Trump losing in 2020 was probably the absolute best thing that could have ever plopped right into his
Absolutely.
lap. Like
Yeah.
like people will sit there, oh, he should have won, we'd be in such a better position. I legitimately believe that just about everything would look the same, except for maybe he would have fought on like the Ukraine stuff a little bit, maybe, but I mean that's even up in the air. But though, him losing gives him so much to just like, oh nope, inflation wasn't me. I printed $7 trillion or $8 trillion in my presidency, and I don't got to take responsibility for any of that. The vaccine
He can
mandates.
pass the buck.
Oh, yeah, exactly. He doesn't have to
might
take
have-
responsibility for nothing.
He never enforced the vaccines, so that's like his like. I would not have enforced them. Is what he always said. That's his always escape
Yep.
out of the Operation Warp Speed or whatever. And
Yeah.
he basically got away with. He did everything terrible in 2020, and it literally just set Biden up for destruction.
Yes.
You know what I think? You know what? The saying, "A picture is worth 1,000 words." You know one of the biggest things that I think fucked over like the whole Democrats like idea of fair elections was the picture that CNN and NBC and everybody fucking put up the night of
overnight one.
Yeah. the overnight ballot
Shoots
counting
up.
where it shoots up for Biden. That was the best thing for Trump to ever happen because
Well, and Trump told his people not to vote by mail. He told people to not vote by mail.
right.
And then he was president, nobody did.
regardless- well, just regardless of the fact of if it was fair or not, the idea that it doesn't look right and that it's never like there's not really many elections where it has happened and looked like that.
Right.
was the worst possible thing that could have happened for the Democrats. And they shared it tons and tons of times because they were like, look at all of our people that actually voted the way that we should have, because they wanted to play the holier than thou card. Like, our people voted by mail because they care about others, because
they don't want to kill grandma
of COVID and blah, blah, blah. And look at this picture showing that we did. And everybody on the right was like, that's fake. You guys bullshitted the count right there. And you're just proving it over and over again. And it was the worst. I honestly believe like that picture, like, just gave credence to everything that Trump said.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah. I know.
There is
sorry, go
a
ahead,
young.
Typo. Yeah.
Oh, you can go ahead and talk. I was gonna kind of pivot.
Oh no, go ahead. You're good.
I was gonna say that there is another young candidate that no one has brought up that is running in 2024.
Go ahead,
And
Typo.
it's the campaign that Sam and Adam are working on, dude. What is
Chase
what's so
Oliver.
funny here? I don't. Okay. Well,
Yes.
anyway.
If they did prop up Chase, if they
him.
did put Chase as the nominee for the Democrat Party, I think he would probably do pretty damn good.
Wild. I think he would.
He would actually. I actually agree with that. But
The young gay
I will
man.
say, well, it is a young gay man, but dude, it's pretty funny that like he's the, I guess, first, I don't know if this is true, but first at least openly gay presidential candidate for the Libertarian Party. I don't know if that's true, but probably not.
I was like, there's some faggots in the
well, at least to get the nomination.
honest.
At least to get the
Yeah.
nomination.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
But I said this to the group chat earlier.
Gary
and-
Johnson wasn't gay. That's why I voted for him. I thought him and Bill Weld had a thing. I thought it was like the
He
first
might
gay couple to
what
like.
the fuck? Is he
Playing RuneScape. Oh my
Okay.
god.
Dude, I haven't seen
What?
RuneScape in a minute.
Oh,
gonna
he's
read
gonna
it.
die.
I'm just gonna read this. It was posted like an hour ago, but it was the Gays Against Groomers.
Oh yeah.
They have publicly denounced Chase Oliver. So it's from their account on Twitter.
They're pretty
says,
decent sized account too.
Yeah, it's pretty big. They're pretty popular. For immediate release, Gays Against Groomers denounces Libertarian presidential candidate Chase Oliver due to his support of gender-affirming care for minors. We urge the Libertarian Party to find a better candidate who puts the safety of children first.
Yeah.
But I'll read they posted a little thing. I'll just read this real quick. It's like a paragraph. So, Gays Against Groomers, a nonprofit, is against the sexualization, indoctrination, and medicalization of children under the guise of LGBTQIA+, is formally denouncing Chase Oliver as the Libertarian candidate for President of the United States due to his beliefs on gender-affirming care. Mr. Oliver supports and defends the use of hormone therapy and puberty blockers on children. Gays Against Groomers, like the Libertarian Party, supports the freedom of any competent adult, and they underlined adult, to make individual decisions regarding their body as they see fit. But Mr. Oliver supports the gender-affirming care for minors, and they underlined minors, is not consistent with their own party's values, as a minor is not able to consent or make permanent life-altering decisions for themselves. Gays Against Groomers asked the Libertarian Party to revoke support for Mr. Chase Oliver candidacy in lieu of a candidate which will put protecting America's youth.
Oh, Tommy, my man.
He already is. That's why he has a mustache. It's the first one he's ever grown.
I actually was a girl, Tommy. That's fucking. But I did it when I was an adult. So
So it's okay.
This just came out, I think. Okay, no, it would have been a little bit before we went live. From that leading report page, which they're kind of hit or miss. Breaking: former Biden stenographer Mike McCormick believes Joe Biden blackmailed Barack Obama with threats of revealing the former president's alleged private homosexual lifestyle. I freaking love it.
Dude, it's everywhere. Like, the whole thing with, first it was First it was he's not American. He's I don't know. I don't even remember what country. They were just basically saying he's from Africa.
Birther,
And
yeah.
then, yeah, the birther theory.
Yeah.
And then his brother is senile. I don't know. Have you seen Barack Obama's brother on like Twitter and shit?
Dude,
He
he's
is
awesome.
crazy.
I follow him. It's Malik Obama, and he's like,
Malik
like,
Obama.
he'll like tweet and be like, "Oh, Barack Obama is a faggot." I'm like, you're like, what the?
Oh my
Dude, it is
God.
wild.
Dude.
What's crazy is you'll see the left be like, well, your family hates you. Don't you think you're doing something wrong? But then like their golden child, his family like hates him, and his daughter's like, confirmed using drugs with Hunter Biden, and like has cocaine pictures with her debit card. And they're like, we don't talk about that stuff. The only what did they say? The only scandal Obama ever had was he wore a tan suit one time. And it's just like, it's so frustrating. It's so frustrating talking to people that believe like that stuff. And it's just like, who are you? You're not real. You're not a real person.
Yeah,
that's where I start believing in the NPC theory.
Oh, I don't. I think it's real, dude.
So what is that MDC theory? I think I've heard it before, but just lay it out.
So like just like NPCs. So like NPC is a non-playable character, obviously, in a game. And that like 90%, or I don't think it's probably like the 80-20 rule is probably what it generally goes off of, is that 80% of people are NPCs. They can't do anything other than regurgitate the information that's given to them. They don't do any outside like research. They see something, they not idolize it, but they interpret it and like make it a part of themselves. And if it's not, even if it's proven true, they can't let it go because they've made it a part of who they are. So they're all NPCs. They're non-playable characters. You know what they're gonna say before they say it. Yeah, there's dudes that I love. There's some of my favorite videos on like Reels or TikTok or whatever, but it's like dudes that are just like, everybody's an NPC. Watch, I'll walk into this store and start talking about the weather, and it's just like, it sounds, and like the responses these people give like in these videos, they sound like, a non-playable character in a game. It's like you walk into the store and they're like, "Hi, how are you?" And they just like, you're just like, what the fuck? And it's like, how about that weather today? Or they just like say those things that are just programmed into non-playable characters in video games.
They got pre-baked responses. So the one dude I listen to a lot, Lane Norton, who's probably one of my favorite people from the fitness and nutrition world, he always brings up this study, and I never read the study, but I would actually like to dig it up and dig into it. But basically, they found out people's political affiliations and then talked to them about like, okay, well, this is something that would go against your personal beliefs, like data that would conflict your personal beliefs, and this would be something that would like confirm it. What they found is that people on both sides, when you showed them something that like would conflict with their beliefs, like data that would basically disprove something they believe, they actually doubled down in their belief. They didn't disbelieve it. They doubled down.
That goes to the NPC theory, and it's like, generally that's how people are currently in current day, and maybe that's always how it's been. Like maybe the 80-20 rule applies. Maybe the 80-20 rule applies to this specific scenario in politics. And I think it becomes extremely frustrating for people that, like, I talk about it all the time. Like, I'm willing to be wrong. I'm okay with being wrong, especially if I'm giving something that disproves my idea. But I will also go back and try to disprove. Like, if I believe something to my core and then I'm giving factual information that disproves it, I will go and then try to nitpick that factual information, and then I can change change what my idea on that theory is or whatever that subject is. I'm perfectly okay with that. So it's very difficult when you're talking to somebody that won't even do that. Like they can still hold that belief. I'm okay with them holding that belief as long as they have something to back that up. But normally they don't. and they just continue to run on with it.
Yeah, I'm kind of I'm glad that there's like a documented history on my podcast, at least of me changing my mind on a few things. But one thing I can think of is like artificial sweeteners and seed oils. Over the course of my podcast, just because of the overwhelming data and the people that I've talked to, I did come to change my mind about it because it was just so overwhelming to me. But yeah, there's a lot of people that probably would never have that inner dialogue and think that, okay, well, I have to reconcile this belief with what I already previously held. Tubb, do you got anything to add? I got one more thing that I want to hit on with you guys.
I was always right, and I never changed my mind. So
I love it. Beautiful. Perfect way to wrap that
Typo's
section
the
up.
worst.
Yeah. Oh.
Time out. Typo's the worst because his predictions almost every single time on our show have been 100% wrong. 100%. He is batting 10 for 10 on being wrong.
No, I love it. What did you guys think about the Michaela Peterson tweets of saying that in her exact words, her Nazis should have their content moderated. It just drives me nuts because they don't see. I don't know how right wingers don't see this because they complain about this for the left. The left canceled people and did all this stuff. You know, the campuses where Ben Shapiro couldn't go speak and all this shit. But then it's like literally as soon as you mention Jewish people, they do the exact same thing. And like the difference here is that actually when it comes to like the Israel stuff and speaking about Jewish people, there's actual laws on the book. When it comes to like the trans stuff, there's some laws, but not in 38 states. There are anti-BDS laws in 38 states in the US. So sorry, typo, go ahead.
Yeah, she is. Yeah, so I really think it's because of so I boiled it down to is like I don't exactly know. I mean, when a couple around the Trump era, a little after Trump era, I listened to Jordan Peterson. I liked a lot of the things he had to say.
So did I.
He was kind of breaking the mold and changing what we talked about and was acceptable and
then they almost murdered him.
Yeah,
and he had to retire.
What clout does to a motherfucker?
Yeah,
then they almost murdered him, and he had to go to the hospital in the Ukraine, and that changed everything.
There's a Russia.
Yeah, and it's not to say I would never say that like a lot of the things that the Petersons talk about is not useful. I mean, I think a lot of it is useful, but I think it has a little bit to do with the changing tide, like the changing of the tides. Like they are no longer the center anymore. Like Jordan Peterson and Michaela Peterson was like the center like 6 years ago. Now things are shifting and they're getting left behind. And another thing I think that really screwed over Jordan Peterson is when he signed to the Daily Wire. When he signed to the Daily Wire, he tied himself to them. And
Jim $2, boy.
Bucko.
Yeah, dude. And he's calling what's his name? Nick Fuentes, like a rat on Twitter. And it's like, whatever, that's fine. But like, you're also like buddying with literal prime minister of Israel. And he's like, handshaking on podcasts with him. And it's like, okay, dude, you can't really it
looks bad. It looks bad. I went and I had dinner with that Benjamin Netanyahu fellow. He's very nice. He fought Hamas in the belly of the beast.
Yeah.
Well,
dude.
And he took enough responsibility for all the Israelis and for God's chosen people. Oh, Bucko.
But then that's why I think Michaela Peterson is I don't know. I think that's why she's calling for. I think this actually it's not even just her specifically. She's just the first one that I've seen, at least major one that I've seen calling for this. But I think you're going to see a lot more of these Con Inc. types. They're going to be calling for censorship because they lost. They pretty much, if you're part of Con Inc., the narrative has ran away from you. It is, and I don't think there's a way to put that back in the box. But I think they're going to call for censorship to an attempt to do that. And that's what I think was happening in this situation.
So
just like the left did. It's the same thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
One interesting thing that I kind of want to get you guys' opinion on before we close this out. Um, the confluence of Con Inc. versus kind of more our sphere. I do think that like the Israel stuff, despite how we see it on Twitter and how people just get bodied all the time, I think the
Mhm.
tide's changing, but I think a lot of people want to separate Con Inc. from like the Trump base. But I really think they're very, very closely tied together because once again, who's kind of
Yeah.
like the figurehead of Con Inc.? It's Charlie Kirk, right? Charlie Kirk or Ben Shapiro.
Yeah.
And like Ben Shapiro will hesitantly vote for Trump, but we all knew Charlie Kirk was all in on Trump from fucking day one. So I just see people try to
MAGA dick.
exactly. I see people trying to like separate these two, but really I think that those two are a lot closer together than people
yeah.
would like to admit. I don't like to admit it either because like socially and culturally, I agree with most of the stuff that the Con Inc. types kind of talk about. But when it comes to like political application and stuff like that, okay, well now we're in a different realm.
Right.
With the Trump base, I think they largely agree with that as well. Like there's a lot of overlap. And unfortunately, a lot of that, pretty much everybody in the base I'm talking about here, is pretty pro-Israel.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
I think so. I think part of
That
it
even
is
goes
I
for
don't think
Republican voters too. Like
Yes.
I don't think the MAGA people are entirely as pro-Israel. Like I don't think the percentage is higher in the like the true MAGA people, not the Daily Wire MAGAs, not but like the true MAGA Trumpers. I think they're even like, we need to get rid of Israel. But I could be wrong in that because I've seen more and more and more Christians just deep
I would
throating
say,
Jewish
yeah.
attack.
I would say, just to rephrase what you said, is the younger MAGA is more.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
The younger, the younger people
The younger
seem to be
generation is
they
questioning the fuck out of it.
exactly like and well, the problem is that younger people typically don't vote anywhere near as much as older people, and all the older people, they love Israel. They love Israel
because their parents fought for Israel. Because they'll have you believe that they did, but truly it was their parents that did, and they just reaped the benefits of the time period of after Israel became a place and their parents came back home and actually became parents to them. And then they reaped the benefits of that and destroyed the rest of the United States through their time period of young adulthood and middle adulthood and now elder adulthood. Because that's what the boomers are.
And they're
locusts.
Yeah,
they
Israel
destroyed the United States.
A significant capture on older Christians as well. Like dispensationism runs
dispensationalism.
With like evangelical Christian types.
Right.
And I mean, I'm not even joking. I've heard this at my job where I don't even know what we were talking about. I actually wasn't talking about any of this. It was a young guy talking. He was like, "Why do we care about Israel so much? I don't get it." And the older guy was like, "Well, they are God's chosen people." And I was like, "No, they're not."
God, dude. I just don't think anybody is.
Typo's mustache was starting. Yeah, Typo's mustache was starting to get smaller.
That's all I said. Like,
the song
they're not.
Play in the background.
No, the fuck they're not. But that's like the Babylon Bee is all about that. If you follow their like they come off as like a Christian satire, like whatever industry.
Yeah,
and like that Joel Berry, bless his heart, honestly, he spends a lot of time trying to argue with people on the right, like especially other Christians, and it's like these Christians are like, "Shut up, Joel! They're not God's chosen people," and he's just going on and on about this. But there is like, I never really talked about that type of stuff before, and honestly, it wasn't until like learning about Israel a couple of years ago that I was like, wait, people think they're God's chosen people? Like, I thought that was like a joke. Like, but it's serious.
I thought it was satire too, because like in the Bible, God didn't choose them to do a lot of good things. He just fucked them up a lot.
Well, there's this guy that I follow, and he follows me, Adam Green, on Twitter, and I some people don't like him, but he kind of he throws those questions out there of like, was this, and this is going to sound crazy, and I don't know where I fall on this, but he's like, was this a big kind of
I
Jewish
know this guy.
operation to kind
Yeah.
of put I don't know. I'm
He's saying-
wholly too ignorant, but
They've
there's
safety
when you
cushioned
hear the way,
themselves
yeah,
all the way
He's
around.
saying that-
it is almost
saying that-
impenetrable.
yeah,
He's saying that Christianity, all of it, the entire religion of Christianity is a Jewish psyop, is what
Yep.
he's saying.
yeah.
That'd be
I don't know.
fucking crazy, but amazing at the same time.
If you listen to the way that
yeah, all over.
if you
fucking
listen to
so
the
many
way
DMs.
that a lot of like Israeli government officials talk about Christians and Catholics, and like even a lot of people in Israeli society talk about other people, they do view us as not, as lesser than. That's yeah. I mean, they have a fucking word in their religion. Yeah, like
Yeah.
there's
Pretty crazy, dude.
yeah. So
It's in their fucking book.
Well,
bro.
it's just crazy. Like even like people give shit about like white people. It's like, oh, they're the most racist people ever. Like we don't even have a word that describes everybody that's not us. We do
Right.
not have a
Yeah.
word for that. Like we have to, we have to throw out like the N-word spick, like cheek, like we have to throw out
Wetback,
we
yeah.
have to a whole different each
Typo,
race
keep going.
gets their own.
Let's see what goes viral on this show right
Yeah.
now. Clip it.
Each
Clip it right
race-
now.
But look, dude, we're nice about it. Each specific race gets a specific slur. We're nice
Yeah,
about it,
Yeah.
right?
It's
We're
equal
pretty
opportunity
egalitarian. Yeah,
socialism,
we're
bitch.
egalitarian. We fucking hate
We're
everybody.
We're egalitarian racists, dude. But the
Yeah,
We do it
man.
to
like
each
Gentile.
other.
Gentile. That solves it. Oh, shut up, Gentile. And it could be an Indian. It could be a white guy. It could be everybody. Just
Dude,
goes into Gentile.
Speaking of Indians, what's up with their love of Israel? Like the Indians are
no
protective as fuck over
Yes.
the Jays.
Never
Yes,
heard of
I
it.
do. Dude, it is crazy. It is great, dude. I don't know.
Smelly
what
brown
side
people
we're-
stick together, I guess. I don't know.
I don't.
Fucking
Yeah, I
crazy.
don't know what. If you look at like things about like if you look at people's Twitters that saying something in support of Israel, you will see lots of Indian people in the comments. You're like, what?
It's always
is
Indian
this?
dudes.
Why
I don't know.
are Indians connected to Israel
Dude,
so much?
They're searching for
need the answer.
the Holy Land Bobs and Vagine, my guy. That's what
Yeah.
they want.
Yeah, they're like, oh, look at the IDF. They have nice titty in there. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
I
show
don't
Bob,
really know.
show
Sam
Bob's a
said they just-
vagine.
Sam said
Maybe-
they just hate Muslims, and that might be true. Like maybe they're just
Maybe.
like,
Oh, that.
we're on one side of this. We're on one side of this, and we're gonna stick to that one side. But
Oh,
Um,
there might be a lot of truth to that.
India, Pakistan, like that's kind of a big ass rivalry.
Enemy
Pakistan,
of my enemy is my friend.
Yeah, holy shit,
Yeah.
is that bright. All right, I think we should probably wrap there before we get down too many unnoticing rabbit holes.
Yeah, but
I'll go ahead and go first. A Common Crown, we're opening for Drowning Pool on this Thursday, actually.
Oh
so,
my god, dude! You're a fucking legend.
well, yeah, we
Kill it.
played for. There was probably about 1,000 people at that Hinder show, dude. It was insane.
Oh,
We
yeah.
literally spent after we were done playing about an hour signing, CDs and taking pictures of people. It was unbelievable. I don't think this is going to be that
Okay.
cool, but it's going to be pretty cool regardless. So yeah, if you're in the southwestern Pennsylvania area, I kind of buying through that southwestern Pennsylvania area. Jurgles this Thursday. We're starting the show. Our friends Demetis are up after that. A Killer's Confession, Moon Fever, and Drowning Pool. That's where I'm going to be Thursday night. In Liberty and Health this week, I got Jacob Winograd coming back on. That'll be 8:30 this Wednesday, and then yeah, I think that's all I got to plug. Oh yeah, Post Zero on Sundays as well. I'm going to do my Sunday podcast as well. But yeah,
nice.
Cool.
Typo and I will probably record this week.
Probably,
so-
but I also did not drop the episode last week. So this week we are dropping. We did an episode with Oz. He's from Timeline Earth. He dives into a bunch of like cryptids, and the first like 30 minutes we actually talk about dinosaurs. And
Yeah.
let's just say I
If they're
think
real.
me and Luke both walked away. I don't know if we're convinced exactly, but we were like
Skeptical of dinosaurs.
very skeptical of dinosaurs. I was like, wait,
Mm.
what? And there's a lot of cool stuff he brought up. And then the last 30-ish, 40-ish minutes, we just talk about cool cryptid stories and ghost stories and stuff. So a really cool episode, really off topic from what we used to. So you guys go check it out. And please go check out Paz's stuff. He does a lot of cool episodes like that and dives into like mystical creatures from Bigfoot, Chupacabra, the Yeti, like all of them. All
Giants, fucking giants. Just Timeline Earth in general. Definitely go check out Paz. He does his thing. It's the Scarlet Thread Society with Timeline Earth. But just Timeline Earth in general, go check those guys out. They're fucking hilarious. And they're just good at skits, and they're just run a really good podcast. So go check those guys out.
You can if Sam is plugging himself, find me owning Flint Dibble with Facts and Logic on Illegitimate Scholar. So make sure you go subscribe to Sam's podcast. I know he got a shout out by what the hell was that? The one big Graham Hancock. He got plugged by him, which is pretty awesome. So yeah, make sure you go check out his stuff.
I got you, Sam.
And then go check out Adam Nutter's The Cult of Us, and I'm sure he has live stand up. If you go to his Twitter page at Adam Nutter, you should be able to find all his stuff. So hopefully we got everybody's plugs in there. And I think that's 5 till midnight for you guys, and we will see you guys next Monday and every Monday after that at 8 p.m. Eastern time, and that is 5 p.m. Pacific time.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Beautiful.
That's correct.
All right, everybody.
That's the shit show.
Sam, end it.
Yeah.
End it, Sam.
Sam, take us off the screen.
Sam, stop.